Okay, so hello, welcome to Heart with Heart Queen. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation for being on the show today for episode 13. Toom.
I'm honored to be here.
Good. So, first question is always about your name. How did you come up with your name?
My name is, well, I think some or most of us probably had that username we made when we were very, or younger and into games, shall we say, where perhaps it was slightly embarrassing for us nowadays. This was mine and I never changed it. It was a result of playing Team Fortress 2, actually. I used to play on a little competitive team when I was early teens. And they mandated you had your language in the first half, so EN for English _, and my name was always Jin. Sort of came up for that because I like to be a jack of all trades, so I was, wish to the genie for what you want. So I'd play whatever role I was required. That's where it came from. I never changed it. I used to use that only for Team Fortress, but I quickly moved it to all other platforms, for instance Twitch, because I originally had my real name as my Twitch username, which probably wasn't the best idea, so I quickly changed that to match my Steam sort of username after a while. Yeah. So that's where it came from.
Me, it was Lux for like the longest time, my name, and so people have asked me to change it to Heart Queen in the game. So people know it's me.
I always read it as Hearth Queen, I have to admit. For
What?
the longest time. I always read Hearth Queen because Hearthstone.
Yes.
For the longest time. Yeah. Took me a while to get around that.
No, it's okay. Well, that was kind of like the idea when we were trying to find the name, is like related to Hearthstone, but like so it sounds a bit similar. Anyways. Okay, so how long have you been a streamer?
I have been a streamer for just over, well, about 2 years now, I think. Just under. I started, I think it's coming up to 2 years. March 2020, yeah. March 2020 I started, because it was the start of COVID lockdown in the UK. March the 23rd, and on the second day where I was home from working from home, work was quite light, so I decided to, whilst I was streaming Hearthstone to my friends in Discord, after picking it back up again for the first time, Ashes of Outland had come out, and I hadn't played since Boomsday. So I picked the game back up, and my mate in Discord said, hey, why don't you stream on Twitch? Yeah, I said, okay, might as well. So downloaded Streamlabs and OBS, and that was it. Yeah, so coming up to 2 years, 2 months' time.
Nice. And so when you started back streaming, you started with Wild again.
When I started streaming, I didn't actually play Hearthstone an awful lot. I played a lot of different games. Hearthstone was the first thing I streamed, but I basically played a different thing every day. I was, at the time, this was before Among Us became a big thing. I streamed a lot of Among Us. And Apex Legends, a couple of other things I played, Magic. That was my sort of meat. But Hearthstone was always the thing I streamed the most of. It didn't really take off though, because I was mixing and matching games, and I was at the time playing Standard mainly. And then I thought to myself, hey, I've got all these old cards, I'll try out Wild, and really enjoyed it, and never looked at Standard again since, to be honest.
Okay, good. So you did scratch a bit of Standard.
Yes. I play it from time to time, but only when Wild is unbearable for me.
Okay, so you're talking about Wild being unbearable. So can you give us moments in the last year where it was unbearable?
I didn't enjoy Stormwind's release as much as some people have. Original Demon Seed release, up until the ban of Demon Seed, I actually didn't mind, but post that, when particularly Odd Hunter with the new Hunter quest was around, and Pirate Warrior, a lot of the decks I have loved playing since I joined. So I'm I'm a fan of perhaps the more mid-range to slower strategies, and I do like my combo decks, but I don't enjoy jamming fast aggro games as much as some people do. I do like it, but I can't play more than, should we say, 10 games of Pirate Warrior at once. I can't sit there and play it all day. Same is true for Odd Hunter, all of that. So when the Demon Seed was banned, and I thought, oh, it's time to bust out my favorite decks again. Play a Reno Jackson, die the next turn, or die the turn before. I kind of stopped playing for about 50% less. Played about 50% less, I reckon, Wild since that happened. It's a bit better now, but yeah, I tried a lot of other modes.
Yeah, like which one?
Mainly Battlegrounds, actually. I've been enjoying Battlegrounds a lot more recently. The buddies, perhaps not so much, but before Diablo was added, I really enjoyed that sort of era. And then just up until before he was removed, I got so fed up with it I didn't want to play anymore. So they removed him just after I got fed up with Battlegrounds, which is a bit unfortunate. But Duels as well, I've had a little bit of a foray into. Really think that's underrated, and that gives me more of a, if I'm honest, a feel of what I liked about Wild a long time ago. It's a lot more customization. You can play a few more things, and it has that busted feeling that Wild has, but without always being on edge about having to tech a lot. It's got a very thematic feel to a lot of the decks. So I quite enjoy Duels as well.
Good. In the meantime, there's someone in chat saying that he really appreciates that you let him borrow your Lamborghini last week. I don't know if you have a comment.
One day, someday.
I can imagine it's probably someone from your chat.
I mean, I'm still applying for my driving license. Got the application form right here, so. Yeah.
Oh yes.
You're welcome to keep it, Sunday.
You don't have your driving license.
No.
Why?
I was going to apply to drive as soon as it became legal for me to, but my university didn't allow you to keep a car on site, so I wouldn't have been able to drive for nearly 3 years. Since I got a job, I was staying at uni constantly, so it would have been useless for 3 years. And then when I came back, it was COVID, and I think we've all experienced that can't be bothered attitude a little bit in COVID. And whilst it would be the perfect time, as you can see, I'm nearly there. Yeah, it's just completely passed me by.
Good. Okay, so related to Wild, because it's only been like 2 years that you're back in the game and you played it before, like what happened in the gap in terms of gaming mainly?
In terms of gaming, not much, to be honest, because I quit during my second year of university studies, so it was mainly due to workload. I stopped playing Hearthstone and financial reasons. If there's a player called Aqueduct in chat, I don't know, but maybe my mates used to play Hearthstone, and him and I was perhaps not in a completely sober state of mind, let's be real, when this happened, but we were in Discord one night. Odds on you buy 60 packs of Kobolds and Catacombs was the latest set to come out. I think I lost 3 times in a row, and then had to buy 180 packs with my student loan. Honor didn't let me refuse, and the workload became too much. I realized the game was getting very expensive for how little I played it, and yeah, I basically it fizzled out because I enjoyed it less and less through that period. It was, I believe, after I left, Genenbaku got Hall of Famed, so I was playing up at the start of Boomsday sort of time. So the meta was not the best around that, I believe. I wasn't enjoying it that much. I remember that. I just remember that. So I stopped playing. In terms of other gaming, nothing really happened. Played a bit of Supreme Commander, I think, strategy games with my mates occasionally, but that was it.
Okay, so you really focused on school, and so gaming took less of a part of your life at that point.
School, but mainly I had a job during uni, so it was, time was tight. I probably didn't focus on study as much as I should. I was very much a night before kind of guy. but I enjoyed seeing friends and spending time around campus and going out because I was near London, so it was wonderful to actually go outside at the time. Things were open, you could do things. Um, so I didn't. I enjoyed the sunshine while it lasted, really.
Good. So you talk about university. So what did you study in university?
I did undergraduate music. So
Music.
I did undergrad music, and now I'm doing economics postgrad.
Okay. And so was your job during university related to music?
No, I worked in a craft store that sold. It was a part-time job that ended up in a 36-hour week. I'm sure people have been there, where the manager takes more and more of your liberty away. And I was sorting fabrics and leading workshops on how to make models and what else I do? Yeah, it was till work. It was retail work, but it was in a craft shop, so I had to actually hold workshops and things. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I've never heard that before. As a
It
job?
wasn't interesting. I hated it.
No, but I thought you would say like barista in a cafe or something like that at a bookstore.
No, I was helping old ladies make advent calendars and knit. Yep.
Okay, so thank you for making this mental image. I think chat will cherish that moment.
I had to wear a red apron as well. That's even more of a good image for them. I had to wear a red apron and a light blue shirt. Imagine
Good,
that.
good. Okay, so you mentioned you're from London, and so you went to school there. So did you ever live somewhere else than London?
I lived in London for university, but I'm actually from Essex, which is I live about, to prevent giving Sijin Koza an exact triangulation point upon my location, anywhere between 50 and 100 miles from London. I know he's trying to find where I live. So yeah, I live in Essex. It's the next county over. Good rail links. So that's where I've lived my whole life. It's quite picturesque. Some parts has a reputation, you know.
Well, it got known because of Too Hot to Handle, so everyone knows Essex now. Everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but Jamboree is from there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I haven't not had much interaction with Jamboree, only a little bit, and I know he's from the UK. I don't know exactly where he lives, so.
Okay. I think it's from Essex. So there's clearly Essex is good for a Hearthstone streamer. It's a hub.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so did you plan on living somewhere else? Like, if you could, where would you live if it wasn't in London or, well, Essex?
I will probably end up in London. A lot of the job stuff I'm looking at probably mean I end up there. I'd quite like to live. The next county over to me, though, I'd love to one day live in that quintessential English sort of countryside setting. I think a lot of people from the UK, it's either do you want to live in the city, do you want to live in big city, or do you want to live in the country? No one really thinks about the towns. So I think I'd like to spend my youth in the city in London, or any other big one really, and I'd like to move to the country later. That's my goal.
Good. And if it wasn't in the UK, if it was anywhere in the world?
Ooh. I always think to myself, I'd love to live somewhere like Hong Kong or something like that, and then I think, no, it's too crowded. I think no. I think Switzerland is probably where it comes to mind for me. Lovely big mountains and quaint those towns with the winding rivers in them and the lovely big chalets. Dream to afford one of them one day. That would be amazing. But yeah.
Okay. Interesting. A neutral guy.
Yes,
Switzerland.
Yeah. Never have to go to war with anyone. Never get conscripted. Sounds good.
Good. Okay, so like when you stream and like your setup right now, so we're always wondering like where are you? It's like it's difficult to see like what's going on.
This is my bedroom. This is my bedroom.
Okay.
The office is too small, unfortunately, and it's not really an office anymore. It's turned into storage. So it's got things like suitcases everywhere. It's not very nice. But this is actually a wardrobe, because my bed's behind me.
Okay.
There. That's the edge of my bed, that wooden bit, and then my desk extends a little bit here, and the door's over there. So it's, yeah, you don't get a great picture of it. And unfortunately, I can't move my camera. It's currently stuck to the a pole behind my monitor, so I can slide it along it. But that's it. Room tour is probably out of the question for a while until I tidy it up.
Good. And so, chat had a question about: do you ever open your curtains?
Yep.
You do.
I used to keep them open on stream, but the glare was too much. It's the reason it's always closed. But when I'm not streaming, they open up. I close them in the evenings because I'm the sun, basically that lip above means my room's quite dark normally. But I open them when I'm not streaming.
Okay, good. So we do have a confirmation that you're not a vampire.
I'm not a vampire, no. No.
Okay, good. Okay, so talking about, I know you took a break in your time in Hearthstone, but if we think about like all the expansion you played, which one was your favorite one and why?
I remember loving very early Hearthstone. The magic when Nax came out was quite special, and I got very fond memories of Blackrock Mountain. That was the first time we saw, Thaurissan come out, Emperor Thaurissan, Dragon Consort. I believe for Paladin everyone was thinking, oh, it's gonna be broken. It makes the dragon cost 2 less. 5 mana, 5/5. The game's gonna die. It's broken. It's so powerful. The stuff around that and Chromagus and people going, oh, you draw 2 cards. Oh my gosh, yeah, that has that kind of whole Nax out meme, and Blackrock Mountain being so powerful, create a sort of very fond memory of the early game. And I've always said I'll go to Classic and play Classic when they had Blackrock Mountain, because I just loved it. But other than that, probably Ungoro. I think that's a lot of people's favorites. The trailers, the music, Sunkeeper Tarim, very good memories of Ungoro. And I have to admit, I do remember after that was the start of me not wanting to play the game as much. After that, it's definitely not any one of the recent sets, but yeah, Ungoro and Nax era, fantastic. I can't pick between them.
Good. And related to the art of the on the cards, do you have a favorite one that caught your attention more than the other one?
Probably the first card I ever crafted in gold was Frostit's Jaina.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful card. The animation on it's fantastic. Absolutely love it. Loved what the card did back in Standard. Love what it does still to this day, even though it's a bit too slow. I still jam it in renew mage lists and bait people, which is funny. But yeah, I love that card. Always been one of my favorites. I unpacked it in gold originally, disenchanted it to craft other stuff, and then recrafted it in gold. It's the first one I ever recrafted, just because it was my favorite art and animation.
Nice. Well, that must be, you must like be so sad when you thought about the fact that you did disenchant it at one point.
Looking back, the dusting decisions I made were unbelievable. I think I dusted most of my gold cards throughout playing the game. There used to be a sort of, if anyone, I don't know if you've played the game since the start,
Almost.
But almost. I don't know if you watched Twitch at the time though. There was a sort of there were a couple of streamers, Crip and Amaz, who always collected in gold. They had golded their whole collection, and then some streamers who I've watched who would deliberately disenchant gold cards so as to not be like them, and use special card backs. They'd just be purists, use the original card back and gold cards. So I thought, I might as well just disenchant the gold cards. I'm never going to make a whole deck gold. I'll disenchant it and craft something I need. So I dusted every single gold card from 2014 till 2017 when I stopped playing. Yeah.
No, 100%. Like I agree with you. Like me until last year, well, until I know there was a Hearthstone community, which I didn't know. I was like playing alone for the longest time with no friends in my friend list. And now I'm not able to add anyone. No. But no, I disenchanted all my golden card, and now since I have all the cards, I accept getting the golden cards now.
Yeah, them releasing things like golden packs has really helped. Yeah, I basically didn't craft any gold cards until Stormwind came out, and I made this Mimi Quest Priest, and lost a roll with chat to craft the Priest Quest Golden, and I ended up golding the deck, but it was relatively cheap compared to how it used to be to do so, because they've upped the odds and they keep releasing these golden packs that you get for free by completing adventures or whatever. So it's becoming a bit easier to do that now.
Of course. Okay, good. And so I know you've been like partner this year.
Yeah.
So how long did it take for you to get partner? A year and a half?
Less than that, I think. No, it was. I don't even know how long I've been partner for now. How do I find out? Does Horizon know? There's a lot of stuff about it. I think it was about just over a year, from what I remember. It took me a long time to get affiliate because I was streaming all different kinds of games. I remember affiliate took me about 5 months.
What?
Yeah, so 5 or 6 months. And then I got. Yeah, that's right. It took me 5 months.
5 months?
Yeah, and now it took another 6 or 7 for me to get partner, I believe. Yeah.
That's crazy to me that it took you 5 months and then like partner.
Yeah, that was 3 months of solid Hearthstone as well. 2 or 3 months, just playing Wild and Standard. I think my rank was pretty trash at the time. The first stream where I got above 3 average viewers, I got 20 or 30 because I was hitting Legend. I used to meme around in the ladder, so I'd just play meme decks all day, and I don't think people really enjoyed that content, so I switched to actually trying a little bit. And I remember playing Tip the Scales and just going Paladin and going all the way to Legend, and that was the stream which got me affiliate because I just shot up in viewers, and that was the start of it, really.
Good. And what are you currently playing in Wild? Are you a Legend this month yet?
Yeah, got Legend on the second day. I'm still in top 100 somehow, playing Reno Mage. I don't know how it's getting a 50% win rate, but it is. It's fun. I enjoy that. I enjoy that deck. So I'd rather not climb. I've never been one to shoot for the top ranks because there's no incentive to in Wild. There's literally no reason. So instead of beating myself up playing a deck I don't like, that has no chance, I play a deck which has some chance and I enjoy it and that people like watching. And a lot of people like Reno Mage, like LPG or big dumb combos with I say combos, it's yellow cards, go over the meme, Zephrys, Zola, Potion of Illusion. Some people love it, some people hate it, but it seems to work well, and I enjoy it. That's the main thing. I wouldn't be able to stream something I didn't enjoy for very long.
Yeah, well, I'm currently playing in Wild. Well, that's what I played last month, which we call Juicy Fruity Queen, but it's and it's the Line Cracker combo that just makes 3,000 armor, and then you just wait for them to concede. You just wait. And if it wasn't eaten by a Vitatus, you can play Make Katoon and win.
Yep. Fun deck.
Yes. So I've been playing that. People liked it. It's different, but it's super long, like games that last 30 minutes.
Yep. I put Ignite in my Reno Mage so that I never lose to them. Force a tie. Had a very long game yesterday against a fellow streamer. Went to a tie. He said GG. He got his Linecracker combo off 5,000 armor. He said GG. I said no, cast ignite, no fatigue. Easy.
Yeah, that's why I added Jade. I have Jade Golem in my deck, so so it goes into tie. So it happens 4 times last month that I went into a tie against Ignite Mage, and it's the funniest thing because at the last Ignite he was doing was 50 damage, I think. But didn't get through it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yes, Wild is Wild, definitely. And so how do you see Wild evolving in the next year?
It's hard to say. You always think, yeah, this time before Stormwind came out, this time last year, maybe people would have thought, it's going to be a Zephrys dominated meta for the next few years. So they might release some aggro cards, but you'll always be able to find that Reno deck that coins it out and can scam a win because they'll keep up the power creep on both sides. But I think there's a lot of contentious views on this. I mean, a lot of people enjoy the quest meta. Some people really, really hate it. I think with the recent balance patch, they've stopped the idea that Wild's just going to continue devolving into faster and faster and faster matches. It will over time, naturally. That's what the format will do. But Stormwind made it so much faster, and they then nerfed Rapid Fire, Sorcerer's Apprentice, to make it a bit less doom and gloom. So I really don't know what's in store because I haven't been around in Hearthstone for long enough. I took that massive 4 year gap to know much about modern design. I never experienced Rastakhan's Rumble, for instance. That set came in just after I left and then rotated out because I joined an Ashes of Outland. So I never experienced that low power stuff. So I don't know how hated it was, and whether they'll ever go back to a lower power release. I never experienced it. I don't really have any predictions as to what they'll do. But of course, that impacts Wild. New cards to the format. It's easy to think, they'll be less and less impactful, or something busted will come in and completely dominate. It happened with Stormwind, the Pirate Quest, Warrior Quest, and Warlock Quest. But will we see things like that for a while? Again, that 3 cards that have a completely meta warping effect? I'm not sure. I can't tell. And Ignite to some extent for Mage. I really don't know what the future holds for Wild. It depends if they are hell-bent on leaving it alone or not, or if they ever introduce any competitive support for it again, like a Wild Open. Extreme Copium, for those of you in chat who are going to laugh at me, but I think that's an untapped well of potential revenue for them. I think a lot of people also share that view. Will they ever do it? It's so hard to predict because they're so opaque a lot of the time. They've been better recently, but you still don't know what's going to happen, what's going on behind their doors.
No, of course. And so for the viewers in chat right now, the question arises very often, like someone that is not a streamer that just wants to go fastest as possible to Legend in the 2 first day without 11 stars, so with 10 stars, let's say, what's the best deck you would recommend? And since you're not streamers, it doesn't matter if it's a boring deck.
At the moment, Pirate Warrior. If you've got no star bonus, you're going to be playing against anything and everything, and everyone who has a similar MMR to you or has never played to Legend before. So they're going to be perhaps players who are either new to the format or trying out other things. And Pirate Warrior, unfortunately, just crushes absolutely everything. That is like that. Because a lot of those decks will do nothing till turn 5. Pirate Warrior is just probably the best way to go. You can get an easy legend with that, I reckon, with no bonus. Probably do it in a day or two if you just sat down and played for 3 or 4 hours a day. You'll get there. It's very powerful.
Good, good. Thanks for the tips. I will share it with the viewers.
No, I don't want more pirate warriors on ladders.
Well, there's less, I feel, recently.
There are. I think if I look at my stats, I was at one point facing 47%. Last week it's 14%. Don't know where they've all gone. Really, considering it's such a powerful deck still. I think it might be something to do with where I am on ladder. I think a lot of people are fed up and want to play some of their old favorites. I've been facing a lot of other people playing LPG recently, so
Interesting.
Inner Fire Priest has kind of also taken off a bit. I see a lot of them, and they do crush Pirate Warrior.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay, so now I do have a couple of food questions for you. It's the food part of the interview. So, first question: wine or beer?
Wine.
Someone from Essex picking wine. I'm so surprised.
Yeah. Red wine all day, every day. Yep.
And do you drink beer or not at all?
I do. I don't like. Well, I say I don't like. I prefer bitters, perhaps. A lot of people in Essex maybe have a reputation for lager. I'm not such an enjoyer. I used to drink cider a bit, but kind of upsets my stomach a little bit, so I stopped drinking it. So either a smooth and hoppy bitter, which is on par. I would equally enjoy a red wine or a glass of Adnams Southhold bitter is my particular favourite, or a Merlot. Yeah, either.
Good, good. Do you like cheese?
I don't like Stilton. I know that much. The problem with cheese is I've always been very non-adventurous with it because I eat what I like. I see a board of cheese and I go straight for the cheddar. If there's something like brie there, I'll have that, and Red Leicester and Black Bomber, and then I won't try any of the others because I like them so much. So yes, but I know I definitely don't like some of the more out there cheeses like Stilton. They're a bit too much for me.
But you do like cheese.
I do like cheese as a whole, yeah.
Okay, good. You scared me a bit at like the beginning of your answer where it was inconvincing.
Yeah.
Okay, but are you okay? So that's good. If you have to do top 3 of your favorite cheese,
It is just cheddar, brie, and yeah, it is cheddar, brie, and Red Leicester.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh no, Parmesan. No,
Yeah.
it's definitely Parmesan. Cheddar, brie, and Parmesan. Sorry, how did I forget that existed?
Think about pasta. They would be so lonely without it.
I would be.
Okay, and so fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Top 3
Fruit.
fruits?
Peaches, raspberries, and apple, maybe? Yeah. Hard to pick a third. But definitely peaches and raspberries, and say apple.
Why do everyone say apple? I don't understand.
I feel like it's everywhere. It's so easy to go and buy an apple or have apple juice or something when you're out and you don't. You know, if you're out and you can't drink, for instance, on the menu they always have, you know, juices, and can't go wrong. I like apples.
Good. Are you a cook?
To middling ability. I sort of tend to stick to basics, but I am adventurous every now and then. A bit more things like risottos and stuff. I can do a good risotto, which apparently is a skill.
Oh, but what's in the risotto?
Risotto rice. I like saffron rice in particular. Unfortunately, it's quite an expensive habit, at £3 or £4 a pack. And then Ooh, we put in, what do I do? Bacon, lots of cheese, lots and lots of cheese, vegetable stock, lots of parmesan on the top. That's what actually made me remember about parmesan. I was thinking about risotto.
Good. And when you so when you don't cook, do you order in?
I mean, I generally don't have to cook because I don't live alone, so it's, you know, usually don't have to. I order in probably once a week, I'd say. Usually, if I meet up with someone or someone comes over, we'll order a pizza or something like that.
So your go-to would be pizza?
Pizza or Five Guys.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
So, but I guess Five Guys, you go there. You don't order it at your house.
No, they deliver to my house.
But isn't
Quite good,
it
actually.
cold when it gets there?
No.
Whoa. So, chat, now you know he lives next to a Five Guys.
You knew that already. I've tortured them with the burgers quite often. Chat, look at this. Look at this big burger. They hate me.
I love Five Guys because they do lettuce bun.
Yeah. And they give you so many fries. It's unbelievable.
It's you ask for the small cup and they put like the whole scoop in it. You're like, this is not the small cup.
Yep.
Good, Five Guys. So American of you. So American. Okay. Do you have a British delicacy that you like?
British delicacy. I'm not really a fan of things like pie and mash, which it's not. I don't know if it counts as a delicacy. Is there a British delicacy other than fish and chips? It's a debatable question, I think. Curry. I don't know if that counts. I think it does. Yeah, I like fish and chips.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
don't see it as a delicacy. I just see it as a very basic thing. I don't know.
Yes, and so you say chips for real, and you don't say French fries.
French fries are a type of chip. They're
And
the
you
thin,
call
crispy ones.
and you call crisp potato chips.
What's a potato chip? I'm not sure. What is that?
Oh my god, this is always the best discussion. This is. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, so if chat ask question, you can ask them, and my mods will send them to me while I finish my questions. You can have some burning question for Engine if you like. Okay, so do you I do have another question. Do you ski or snowboard?
Do I snowboard?
Or ski?
I've never been skiing. No.
No? Never.
No. Never. Or snowboarding. No.
So there's one question in chat. Could you tell a bit about your previous job as a pizza delivery guy?
No, Theo. I can't.
So do you have a comment?
No comment on that one. No comment on that one.
Good. So when you're not streaming, what do you do?
I currently am doing a degree, so that takes up a lot of my time. Other than that, I apply for jobs because I have to go out into the big wide world at the end of the year, next year. I have other hobbies like magic, and I like well, I've recently been back into Warhammer a little bit. Dabbling in that. I walk the dog, go to town. I've got a gym membership again, although I haven't used it yet. because they've opened up after Corona. Finding it very hard to go back though. Every time I go, it's so packed.
So you're like
I
a muscle
watch
guy.
TV.
The
I used to be. I used to be. Believe it or not, I was fairly muscly once upon a time. I still got a bit of it, but I'd like to get in better shape again. I noticed over COVID, because I think I worked in a key workers job, so I had to work all the way through the pandemic, as alongside streaming, even though some of it was from home, some of it wasn't. So I didn't have time to go to the gym anymore. I was actually working more during the pandemic than I was outside of it. So when gyms closed, I took my evenings to relax all the time and never did any of it again. I find it very hard to go back. But the amount of positive benefits of doing that kind of thing for me are rather large. So when I get some time, I'd love to. Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you read or watch movies, TV series?
Yeah, watch a lot of TV series. Don't watch so many movies. I feel like I've seen most of them. Yeah. And a lot of them that come out nowadays are either really good or really, really bad, I find. Reading, not so much recently. I used to be a big reader. I can do a book in a day. I'm quite a speedy one, so yeah, but I haven't read in a while. I haven't found anything that I want to read. I used to read a lot of the Black Library books and Clive Cussler and Bernard Cornwell. I used to like things like that. Not such a fan of classics, but that was my poison of choice.
My mom wants to know what kind of job are you looking for?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I hear there might be a vacancy of Prime Minister coming up soon. No, but in all seriousness, that's probably the direction I'd like to go. Politics, job in government. I reckon. I don't see myself as an investment banker. I don't see myself committing to a career in music because it's so unstable. And I'd quite like to. My goal has been to do a job which matters a lot to other people, where you can really make a difference in society. So I don't really want to go work for a big corporation and push papers all day. And you know, a lot of my peers on course will be going into things. They're going for investment banking, and I just think making number go up and getting a commission isn't very productive for society. So I'd quite like to go into politics, I think.
So Boris
I like talking.
is a role model to you?
Probably not a very good one. No. Don't think so.
So we have some question about. Okay, so one question was from Tio. What's your favorite bundle in the shop?
Ooh. I bought all of them. I can't have a favorite. I just blindly buy everything Blizzard sell to me. Currently, I don't know. I haven't bought any of the new skins. I quite like the mage one though. Yeah.
Okay, good. And also we have a question about. They want you to say Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce. Just call it brown. Just call it brown sauce. That's what everyone here calls it.
Okay, good. What club do you support?
I don't know. I don't really. I try not to involve myself with football. I watch major tournaments. I don't like league football. I have to admit. I'm not a football fan. One of
UK. Someone from the
Yeah.
UK that doesn't like football.
No.
This is.
I like playing it, but I don't like. I find watching it is fine, but supporting a club to me is people get so into it here. I don't like it as such. It creeps me out of it. If that's not a weird thing to say. Like the things you hear about football culture in the UK are very true. It's not pleasant. I always stayed away from it. Yeah, so I like playing football, but I don't support a club, and I'll watch the World Cup and the Euros, but that's it.
Okay.
Obviously, support England, naturally.
So if there was a wild competition, um, which streamer or player would you be more scared of playing against? A rival.
Probably Horizon, because he'd have some really out there deck choice, which is awful, but I'd lose to anyway. He'd lose to everyone else, but it would beat me specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. Let me check if there was if I missed any question.
Elfie is right. Elfie is right.
Yeah. So, are you secretly an American?
No.
Five Guys unused gym membership.
British born and bred. British born and bred, unfortunately.
And planning on staying there forever.
I don't know. I'd like to at least travel. Never thought about moving country. I think it's. I always have this feeling in the UK where every time I think, go to America, everything's so big, or go to Canada, everything's so clean looking, British Columbia, that kind of thing. And then I think, but why do I want to move? Here in the UK, we get everyone here. The English have a thing for complaining, right? We complain about absolutely everything. Oh, the street is dirty. It's raining. I mean, this morning was the first time it's rained in a week, pretty much here. I don't know why. Every time I think about moving abroad, I look back and think, well, is it really so bad here? And then I don't want to live anywhere else. No.
So you mentioned traveling. So do you have any plans of traveling in the next year?
Probably a summer holiday, I reckon. Yeah. I think maybe Italy. I'd like to go back to Italy.
Ooh, pasta.
I love pasta. I love pizza.
Okay, where in Italy? Do you have an idea of where you want to go?
Where was it? I haven't been to Milan or Florence, so one of them.
Good. Nice. Do you have a favorite game of Hearthstone that you've played? Either that tested skill the most or was the most ridiculous RNG fiesta?
I once played a game versus a casino mage when I was playing Priest with Benedictus, and he stole the Benedictus or the opponent stole a Benedictus with something, and we were just shuffling each other's deck in, and I stole theirs first. So I had all their random cards, puzzle boxes all every turn, that kind of thing. That was fun. That's the only thing I remember. I don't remember many games of Hearth though. I have to admit it doesn't catch my attention like it used to. So yeah, that's the one memorable one I have really. It was a while ago.
Good. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No. No. If anyone says yes in the chat, I'm banning them from mine. No, it doesn't belong.
So Kabi is asking, do you consider yourself a nerd?
No, but that would be very hypocritical. I'm sitting here with magic cards and little soldiers, which I'm painting on my desk, so I probably am. Let's be real.
Okay, good. Do you like chocolate?
Ooh, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate
is my favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So so you do play Magic. Do you play Magic only with like IRL, or do you play it online?
Last I played it IRL was before COVID. I haven't played it since, and I don't know if I'll go back. I play it online a little bit. I'm playing actually one this afternoon with Get Meowth, who's another wild streamer. So I'll be playing with him after this. That'll be the first game online I've played in a few months, though. Yeah, it's been on the back burner for year. I still enjoy the game. I think I do prefer to play in person, but it's finding the right people to play with that's the trouble.
Of course, of course. And Trace, is there something?
Yes. Turn that off. I don't know why that's come up. I'm using OBS as a cam and forgot to turn that alert off.
Okay, I was like, do I see things on your cam?
Yep.
I hope it wasn't something something sneaky. Okay. Is there a mechanic from Magic that you wish Hearthstone incorporated?
Yes, hundreds. But that's because I think Magic is a vastly superior and more fun game. I don't think Hearthstone could ever match the complexity of it. I mean, in Magic, you can interact on the opponent's turn, which, I mean, it's the argument in Hearthstone at the moment. How do you interact with the opponent? The only real way you have in Hearthstone is to play a Dirty Rat on your turn, or a Mutanus on your turn, or a Secret, which is a bit of an unfun mechanic for a while now. Things like Counterspell. I mean, it's probably there, but sometimes you can't play around it at all. In Magic, there's a lot more ways to interact with your opponent, so you can play cards on your opponent's turn. That was something I think Runeterra does as well. I haven't played the game personally, but that's my kind of number one wish for Hearthstone, because it opens up so much design space for the game. But it was never in there since the beginning. It's never going to be a thing.
Have you tried Teamfight Tactic?
A little bit. I've played probably a couple of hours, but then BGs became decent again, so I've been playing that instead.
Okay, good. With the buddies.
Yeah.
You don't seem to be a big fan of the buddies.
No, I think we need the tuning a bit. I think it's a bit silly that some heroes can just stay on Tavern 1 the whole game and win, and then it punishes you for leveling, or it doesn't reward you for leveling. It's very much a tempo meta, which is fine, but some of the heroes' buddies are so much more powerful than others that you tempo get your buddy and it increases further. That some heroes whose buddies are not quite so good perhaps needs to keep up with the tempo the other heroes produce, but don't get rewarded for it with their buddy as such, because their buddy rewards greed or something else. So I think there's quite a lot of work to be done in evening it out. I think maybe if the armor system came back and was tweaked around a bunch, it would open up a bit of space, and some buddies definitely need toning down.
Yeah, no, of course. And so we have someone in chat, Doogie, that wants to say that you're the best.
Thank you very much, dude.
That was very important. So, I guess last question would be: did you play Magic before playing Hearthstone?
Yes, I did actually. The first time I played Magic was 2007. I was 10 years old. I never got into Pokemon cards. I was an idiot. I went into the shop in the town with my mates who bought Pokemon cards, and I thought they didn't look very nice. So they bought. I thought, oh, the art's not as great. I saw a Magic card, thought that art's really cool, and bought it instead. So I got into a different card game to all my friends at the time. They were playing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, which I never played. I just played Magic, and yeah, that was the first time I played it. I've kind of played it ever since, really.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, do you have a question for me?
Oh.
It's okay if you don't.
Well, what are your goals for next year? I'm struggling to find any for myself. So, what are yours?
Well, I want to become Twitch partner, which you're already, but this is my main goal. It's been a year that I'm streaming since last Sunday, so yes, that's my main focus, and I want to travel because I haven't in the last 2 years and a half because of COVID and I've been a bit scared to travel, which I'm going to travel this week. Actually, I'm going to New York, so that's gonna be my
Lovely.
first. That's gonna be my first trip outside of Canada in 2 years and a half. And I'm
Wow.
changing job also this week.
A lot of stuff going on.
So yes, a lot of things going on. So I so that's my main focus. Um,
Yeah.
so that should be fun. Uh, so yes, I hope it's gonna inspire you.
Yeah. I kind of run out of goals, to be honest. I don't know what mine are. But yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming to Heart to Heart. We really appreciate that. It was super interesting to get to know you a bit more on a personal level, and I hope you're gonna have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming.